All right, so I did my music presentation on a sort of country rock band called Trio Revival. Um, my creative project is something that I kind of came across, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually a really good idea." Like I saw the in the suggestions to make a Spotify playlist, but then I realized that I could take that a little bit farther instead of just making a playlist and um, actually doing it in the order that I discovered the songs. So like Trio Cabal was one of my favorite country bands, and I really enjoy listening to them, and so I feel like I can give back to the community and like my class and my peers and be like just kind of show the order that I listened to the songs in, the order that I discovered them. And it was like, oh, I found this song, I found this song, and like how it really shaped my listening experience. So um, I feel like this is like you can go through the exact same listening experience that I went through when I heard these songs for the first time. By listening to these songs in order, I fell in love with their music. So hopefully, by listening to these songs in the same order that I did, you will also learn to love their music. So yeah, the link can be found right there. All right, so to contextualize the genre a little bit, Trio Revival was a little bit more Texas country than normal country. Their mannerisms sort of revolve around being a lot more sort of rock. Like I went and I saw them in concert um, not that long ago, like a couple months ago, did my concert presentation on that. But uh, like their whole mannerisms during their concert were very they modeled that of like a rock band rather than a country band. However, their music is more Texas country because they are from Pan. So contextualize a little bit. Country music originally came from folk music in the British Isles, but modern country, which is a little bit different, came from the American South during the 1800s. So it's sort of a fusion between the folk music in the British Isles and the evolution of that mixed with just the being in the South and like relying on guitar, relying on very raspy vocals, stuff like that. So, as westward expansion occurred, the English-speaking settlers began moving westward. So they wanted to preserve the folk songs and culture from their original homelands in the South. So this is like going back into that fusion of um, folk music from the British Isles and like a southern twist to it. Following its arrival in the United States in 1846, Texas was an extremely diverse state, having been a part of Mexico, including immigrants from all around the world before joining the United States. The country music that was established at the time underwent vast changes, making Texas country vastly different than normal country. So Texas country normally it has a much stronger timbre, has a much like grittier. Doesn't use any synths. So like if you listen to like Morgan Wallen, he uses a lot of artificial sounds in his music. That would not be Texas country. Texas country sort of revolves around using actual bands and actual information, like or not information, instruments. So it's a lot more genuine rather than just normal country. A lot of famous artists that are part of this category would be Alan Jackson or like George Strait and Willie Nelson. But recently it is split into two different categories. So pop country and then country music that's like more traditional. So pop country, like I said, Morgan Wallen. He uses a lot of like artificial sounds. They're kind of going against what country used to be, but then back in the day, like or not back in the day, more recently, as well as in the early 2000s, late 90s, Texas country was very, very popular. So like like Alan Jackson and like people like that. And it doesn't use those sounds. It's like I said, it's a lot more genuine. Timber's a lot grittier, timber's a lot more full. It's a lot slower paced. The rhythm is a lot slower and the beats per minute is also a lot slower. Um, I- so the history of Trio Revival, they formed in Odessa, Texas in 2018. So they're a relatively new band and they became a cover band. So they didn't really have their own music. They normally just kind of covered other music, like other songs. It's made up of Sam Canty, the lead singer. He also plays guitar. Lance Vanley, he's also rhythm guitar and background vocals. Jeremiah Vanley, who is his brother, that's his main guitar. And then Andrew Carey, bass guitar, and Cody Holloway, drums. It's like a pretty relatively sizable band, but they all work together very well. They harmonize very well. They normally specialize in rock sort of country, rock Texas country. It's called like I want to say like grassroots country, like red dirt country is what I've read about it. So when Sam, like I said, they were a cover band, but when Sam Canty joined, he brought his lyrical talents as well as his his writing talents, and so they started writing their own music, and thank God they did because their music is amazing. So a little bit of context surrounding the album. that I will be covering, which is Have a Nice Day. It's one of my favorite albums. Came out in 2023. People loved it when it came out. It was really, really good. I personally loved it. It consists of 10 songs. So Stop and Stare is my favorite one. In Between is a good song. Wrong Place and Wrong Time is a great song. Have a Nice Day is a great song. I'm the Worst is a great song. See You in Court's good. Fishnets is really good. Close Encounters and Haunted House and Chasing My Tail, I don't really enjoy as much, but they're also still pretty solid songs. The album has won a lot of accolades, such as debuting on the Billboard 200 chart at number 174, which is huge, especially for the band, especially for Trio Revival. They weren't huge that long ago. Like this came out in 2023. They're a larger band, but they weren't very big. And then after this dropped, after all these songs came out, they got really famous. And so, they've definitely been getting a little bit bigger. Many of the songs on the album have that deep South sort of twang, like the country. So the timber's a lot, grungier, rough, thicker, just a lot. It's a lot more, I want to say. Almost all the songs have very rich instrumentation, meaning that there's a presence of multiple guitars, drums, strong vocals, and they all combine to create this like perfect harmony. It's like it's just they all just they synonymize really like they synthesize really really well. The rhythm is very traditional fifth root pattern, is what I read. Of just typical country music. It's a lot slower. It's not very quick. Um, the beats per minute are very, very slow as well too. So the main themes of the album explore. It's a lot darker. It's like not happy. It's sort of a sad album. It explores like the issues in society as well too. So like manipulative relationships and breakups. On Have a Nice Day and See You in Court. They both deal with the aftermath of ruined relationships and general toxicity following like a breakup. And then it also deals with mental health and internal struggles. So like I'm the Worst deals with self-image. He's just pretty much just talking about his self-image and how his self-image is not good and he's really mad about it and he hates it, but then he ends up and on the last point here, he talks about self-acceptance and kind of like understanding his qualities and accepting them, but then also longing, regret, and nostalgia. So like many of his songs about like relationships, such as like Have a Nice Day and See You Court, they kind of go back about like they go back in time to like when he was with that girl, when they were in that relationship, what he could have done differently, what she could have done differently, just the whole struggle with that. All right, so this is my favorite song, Stop and Stare. It's a beautifully written song. It's just perfect in my opinion. So the listening guide is sort of like from the beginning of the song till about 14 seconds in, there's an electric guitar, as well as some light drums introduced, setting the rhythm and the mood, making the song very upbeat and catchy. After that, up until about 41 seconds, the lead singer, Sam Canty, comes on the mic, starts his verse, sort of leading up to the chorus. It's sort of the introduction of the song, and the timbre of his voice establishes the song as like a Texas country song, and the southern twang in both the guitar and his voice set the mood. From that point up until about a minute six, the first chorus comes in, sort of bringing the song together, making it sound more full, like not all there because there are a couple instruments that are left out, but like more full, more loud, more cheerful. Instrumentation is, yeah, as I say, instrumentation is not completely there. Till about 119, the guitar riff returns paired with Sam Canty repeating a specific phrase. So he says, "Oh, and I stop and stare." He keeps saying that. Sort of a natural bridge in the next verse of the song. Till about 144, the second verse happens, which with like it's much stronger timbre since all the instruments, it's full instrumentation. They're all introduced at this point in the song. Um, it's a lot more full. Timbre's full. Instrumentation's a lot louder. Um, in general, it just sounds a lot better. The harmonization's great there as well too. It's at a higher pitch as well. Till about 212, the chorus half comes in again, just strong the first time. At 212 though, the song it takes a shift. So instead of a bridge, there's an electric guitar solo that's really really great. I definitely recommend listening to it. I love it. It now makes it more rock Texas country than just straight Texas country. As it's more upbeat, a little bit quicker. The electric guitars definitely establishes it as a little bit more rock. Just like the versatility, like it just establishes Trio Cabal's versatility in music, and then the song is finished out by a third verse. It's a lot slower this time, and it fades, and the rhythm is done, or the rhythm slows down, the pitch decreases a little bit as well too, with the presence of an electric guitar, and then the song just fades. It's definitely give it like a listen. It's a great song. And then this one's a little bit different. I'm the Worst. I talked about this earlier. This is about the self-image and self-acceptance as well at the end. So till about 11 seconds, an acoustic guitar riff that just introduces the song at a very slow pace. It sets the tone. Again establishes it as a Texas country song. But then at 12 seconds in, Sam Canty's vocals come on, sort of bringing the song a little bit together. Like it's like, oh, the ball gets rolling in this one, and then this is where like it starts snowballing. Like I want to say it's like a snowball effect where it starts picking up and getting a little bit quicker, getting louder. The timbers, full, getting bigger, um, getting more full. And then about at about minute, not minute 40, at 40 seconds, an electric guitar is introduced along with drums, completing the instrumentation. We're at 50 seconds. A second electric guitar is added with heavy bass guitar, making the harmony of the song a lot more full, the timbre completely full. The pitch is a lot louder. In general, the song just sounds a lot better. At this point in the song, you realize that there's not really a bridge or a verse leading to the chorus. It kind of starts with the chorus. The rest of the song, like the beginning of the song starts with the chorus. A little bit of a verse, but it's like maybe a line. It's not really that defined. At a minute to the introduction of another guitar riff, played by yet again an electric guitar, as it's a rock song, rock Texas country song. At minute 14, the first verse begins. The narrator continues to describe his attributes and why he's not a good person. He uses a lot of fruity language in this, so I do um, recommend a little precaution when you're listening to this if that's something that is an issue. It's the first verse ends at about minute 39 as the chorus occurs again. This time it's a lot louder, a lot more full than the first time. The instrumentation is a lot longer, a lot stronger, and a lot more harmonized. It's just bigger. It just feels like a complete song at this point. The entire process repeats itself again after this, with a much more catchy, defining, loud guitar solo at about 2 minutes 8 seconds. And finally, the third verse comes in around 2 minutes 30 and lasting only a short time until about 2 minutes 53 when the final chorus comes back in and many of the instruments go quiet except for the guitar and the vocals, bringing the song full cycle and returning it back to the start. All right. So in general, Trio Revival is now a household name. Playing many of their hit songs in concert. Even they were at Ameris Bank not that long ago. I went and saw them. If they're back in Atlanta, I definitely recommend go seeing them if you like country. They specialize in Texas country music, sometimes pushing the boundary between Texas country and rock. Um, it's sort of characterized by grungy, twangy timbre and a blend of Southern country music and rock music. They've released two albums so far and a ton of singles that you should definitely look at as well too. I love them. A new album comes out on November 28th, 2025, which I'm looking forward to. It'll be great. They've already released a few of their singles are on that album, and with how they are, it'll be a really, really good album. So if you join country music and rock music, you'd most definitely love listening to Treaty. And yeah, so check out that playlist that I made. Here are my sources. It's definitely worth checking out. So yeah, thank you.